June just flew by. Another month, another book. Welcome to the Sindhi Film Festival. I am so excited to talk to you about this book today, more than just PAPAD. Alright, first let's get the basic facts out of the way. The title of this book is More Than Just PAPAD. The cover of the book is a beautiful, colorful illustration of two papads together under one pink umbrella. It is written by Hariharan Iyer, and this is his debut novel and a romantic one at that. It is published by BecomeShakespeare.com and it came out in the year 2017. The book is available on Amazon India and it is priced at Rs 250. Now the contents of the book. The book begins with a beautiful dedication and it says, dedicated to all the Sindhis who have showed the world that you don't need a state to belong to a nation. And all Tamil Brahmin Iyers whose natural ability to balance the traditional and the modern makes them Indian society's unsung heroes. I really liked the dedication. This is such a fascinating book that I couldn't put it down once I was a few paragraphs in. It also begins with a very matter-of-factly disclaimer. It doesn't claim that whatever it is saying about Sindhis or Tamil Brahmins is the accurate truth. It has very politely, rightfully so, has stated that the Sindhis and Tamils as part of the story are solely the author's representations and are not intended as generalizations. I really liked that about the disclaimer. Now, the story itself. I'm not going to give out any spoilers here, but I am going to talk about the aspects of the book which are already in the public domain on Google, on the book cover, for example. The book is a romantic story. It's a love story about a Sindhi girl, Mona, and a Tamil Brahmin boy, Srikanth Iyer. It is a cross-cultural love story between Mona and Srikanth and how they go through a whole host of problems just because they are from different cultures. For example, the first chapter, Roasted Papad, in that Srikanth starts by saying, broke the news to his parents that he's in love with a Sindhi girl. And his mother says, I never thought you would do this, my mother said with agony in her voice, stressing on the word you. I had just broken news about my love for a Sindhi girl and my intentions to marry her. And it goes on, and then further his father, of course the mother and the father both heard the news, and the father then asks, what do they eat? Chicken and mutton? And then he says they also eat dal and rice. So there are just different things that go on. And then when his brother enters the room, the mother says, your brother has fallen into bad ways. He says he wants to marry a Sindhi girl. What will happen to our culture? So I absolutely loved how the first few paragraphs begin, and I genuinely couldn't put the book down until I finished reading. It was a very quick read. It's only 150 pages, and honestly, it is beautiful. You have to read it. The point of view of the author is a very interesting one because he states it in the beginning that he married a Sindhi girl, but the way he has presented both the characters, the way he has built the stories around them is very fascinating. He's not generalizing Sindhi culture, he's not generalizing Tamil Brahmin culture, but also he's talking about the stereotypes of both the cultures and in a way trying to bust them by presenting a very insider view, so to speak. Another one of my favorite bits is this. Looking at me intently, my father continued. So this is when Srikanth broke the news that he's in love with Mona to his parents, and his father continues to ask, and what is her surname? Punjabi, I said. She's a Sindhi or a Punjabi? A Sindhi Punjabi, I said, adding to his irritation and confusion. Hello, she can be either a Sindhi or a Punjabi. How can she be both? My father asked, with irritation oozing out of his every pore. No, she's a Sindhi, but her surname is Punjabi, I clarified. I absolutely love how the book is so nuanced about different aspects that we Sindhis go through. I have been asked that question many times because my surname doesn't end with Ani, the typical last name that people are aware of when it comes to Sindhis. It is an absolutely fun book and I'm struggling to translate how much I enjoyed reading the book, to translate that onto camera because there's so much that I want to talk about the book, but on the one hand I don't want to tell you all, and on the other hand I want to tell you so many more things about the book. Anyway, every chapter talks about food, but not food per se, but there's food in the chapter, like a lot of food dishes and a lot of food talk, but not like food talk wise. You get what I mean? You can see I'm struggling. You should really read the book to understand what I mean. I'm going to give you a very quick example. The chapters are sweet papad, masala papad, chili papad, fried papad. I mean, it's so much fun. True story, when I was in London, one thing that would be there in all the courier boxes that my mom would send me from Bombay was loads and loads of PAPAD packets. I mean, 1 kg PAPAD packets just mixed in with everything. There were so many packets, not only for me, but also for my near and dear ones. I would be a happy bunny distributing some of them, keeping the most for me. We Sindhis truly love our papads. Now, another thing that I would like to talk to you about is I'm a very visual person. I love cinema, and while I was reading the book, I could see all the scenes playing on the screen, and I would truly love to see a film adaptation of this book. Hold on, let me reframe that. I would love to make a film adaptation of this book. Give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see this film adaptation come true. And Mr. Hariharan Iyer, we need to have a talk soon. I loved this book that much. I mean, you can already see how excited I am talking about this book. The language of the book is extremely lucid, and it just ropes you in to keep on knowing what happens in the story, to continue reading. And it's just mere 150 pages. You can finish it in a couple of hours. As a reader, somewhere I felt connected to the book because I feel like the book has been written straight from the heart, and it is such a personal story to the author, of course. And also, as a Sindhi girl, I could understand when he was talking about Mona, and as a Tambram boy, the author, I was like, oh, is that how we appear to outsiders? Is that how we appear to, you know, some other cultures? It was very interesting to get a third person's point of view because I'm so into the culture. I can't separate myself from the culture and look at Sindhi culture from an outsider's point of view. I hope you get what I mean. For me, it was very fascinating to see how polar opposites the two cultures are, the Sindhi culture and the Tamil culture, and also the apprehensions of parents from two different cultures not wanting to get their son married to a Sindhi girl, the Sindhi parents not wanting to get their daughter married to a Tamil Brahmin boy. It was a very fascinating story to read and to understand what parents go through and what the lovebirds go through, what the people who are in love go through. I found the book very fascinating. The apprehensions of parents in terms of getting their daughter, son married into another culture that they're not much aware about. So automatically they talk about these generalizations or whatever they've heard about, you know, when it comes to public opinions, and oh, they're Sindhis, what do they eat, mutton and chicken? Sindhis are lavish, Sindhis throw big parties, Sindhis are all about money. So it was very interesting for me to see how they think what it is, and then on the other hand, it is not necessarily so in all the cases. If you have read any such cross-cultural love stories, please do let me know in the comments below. I, for one, love reading romantic novels and especially cross-cultural love stories like these. The book, through its characters, is also breaking so many barriers, mental barriers, emotional barriers, barriers of class, and it's very fascinating to see how the author is constructing every little detail and, you know, putting it into the story beautifully. And the biggest of all, cultural barriers. The book has a certain je ne sais quoi, you know, the art of breaking barriers, and it's not just about love and transition and moving into other cultures and accepting them, but also about broadening your horizons, accepting new mindsets and willing to accept other people for what they are, you know, minusing the labels of the society. So yeah, you have to read the book. I loved how the book is using PAPAD as a metaphor for love, culture, adaptability, everything when it comes to sewing the book together. Like the PAPAD is the invisible red thread that's, you know, connecting all the chapters of the book together. Also, I had a very busy month when it came to like a lot of planning and hard work and office. So this was like a nice quick relief for me. If you really want to take some time off, have a few hours, want to change your mindset, this is one book that you should definitely order right now. I feel the book is also a celebration of two cultures coming together. By the middle of the book, I was rooting for them to get together, for their parents to approve their permission and just get out of the cultural stereotypes and, you know, celebrate the different cultural attributes coming together. Hariharan Iyer, the author of this book, is a learning and development professional with over 25 years of training experience. He does various things and his interests are reading, writing, training. He also writes on his blog regularly. I'm going to put the blog link in the description box below. This is his fourth book, the first in the fiction genre. He expresses very well. The vocabulary that he's used is beautiful, and I just hope he keeps writing. I would love to see a sequel to this book. What happens next in the love story? Now, if you're wondering if this book is for you, yes, it is. I think this book is for everyone. If you enjoy reading romantic novels, you will thoroughly enjoy this book. It doesn't matter whether you're Sindhi or a Tambram or none of those. It gives you this beautiful outsider-insider point of view into different stages of life that these two lovebirds go through, and you're sort of rooting for them. You want to see what happens. You want to hope and wish that the parents agree and they finally do get married. And also it makes a very interesting case given the scenario that's going on currently in India, socio-political economic scenario that's going around in India. I think it's a very beautiful insight into how a northern and a southern culture does want to get together. They're scared about losing their culture, but they're also finally equally excited about being one. It's a beautiful book. I can't wait for the second one to come out. Also, there is an interesting story about how the book got published. Apparently, Hariharan Iyer and the book had to wait for over 6 years to find a publisher. I know how difficult publishing is, but the amount of patience and hard work that goes behind not abandoning the project, just, making sure that it does get published, even if it takes time, is truly commendable. I am just so proud of Hariharan Iyer. The copyrights of all the images shown in this video belong to becomeshakespeare.com. And also a huge thanks to Amazon India for stocking all these books. That's where I found out about this book. It's really difficult to get to know what is out in the market, what is being released, and such kind of niche books that Amazon stocks. So I'm really thankful to Amazon India for stocking these books. We have put all the links in the description box below, so do not forget to check that out. Finally, to wrap this video up, I would like to remind you that this is not a book review video. It is a video to initiate book discussions, as I had mentioned in my Let's Talk Sindhi Books announcement video. This is the third in our Let's Talk Sindhi Books series. I hope you have watched the other two videos. The first one was Christopher Shackle's Risalo and the second one was Mohan Gehani's Desertland to Homeland. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then please watch our Let's Talk Sindhi Books announcement video. I'm going to link that video up here and also in the description box below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Sindhi Film Festival, and if you have any recommendations for me, please do share them in the comments below. I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.